Hello to all of my Capricorns. This is QUEENAMUNRA coming to you with your general reading, Capricorns. All right. I've already prayed over your cards. We're still in the full moon phase. You can still do full moon rituals. So some of the ones that you can do with what I was sounding like you're a witch or a warlock or whatever, it's just like very much like spring cleaning. Like you say, you know what? It's a full moon. I have all of this extra energy. Let me just scrub my house from top to bottom. Let me, clean out my drawers and see what I want to donate. If I got any clothes in my closet that I know I'm not going to wear anymore, I plan on gaining weight, losing weight, I don't wear that anymore, let me pack it away in boxes. That could be a ritual for you, right? For something healthy, something that you feel like, okay, I made room. If it's some stuff in your house that you feel like, okay, I don't use that anymore, that could be a ritual, right? So don't overthink this stuff. It's really about when things are fully illuminated, you got all this extra energy. What am I going to purge? What do I, when I look around, it's like the light is fully on in your house and you're like, okay, is there something I can donate, give away? Those kind of things, right? Giveaway boxes. Is it somebody less fortunate that I can give something to? That kind of thing, right? All right, let's do it. Let's see, right? So we had a full strawberry moon, right? Mercury is currently retrograde. And so is it somebody that you can give something to and just to send them love offering or a note of gratitude? Or we get gifts every single day. It's called the gift of life, right? We get gifts every single day. And so when you think about is it somebody who made some kind of impact on your life that you feel like, okay, were you there? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I show this person some gratitude? That's a gift, right? You deserve the best. You're learning how to make room for the gifts that Source is sending to you. You're learning how to just make room, okay? A lot of times people feel like, okay, well, I sure could use an extra $100 right now, but then somebody can't receive a gift as to how to build a website or like how to make $100. Like, all this information on social media where people are making money, how to write a book. That's $100, right? Not you spending it, but just learning how maybe. So you deserve the best. You deserve the absolute best. Right? Somebody feels like, whoever you are, that you've been around a lot of shady people that look like you. Okay? I don't know what people's race, culture, ethnicity is, but somebody almost feels like, okay, we're gonna have to cut out the shade. Y'all know, like a shady tree. We're gonna have to cut out the shade and just get straight to the point here. Let's cut out the shade and get straight to the point here, because you deserve the best, right? And so when you're trying to look for messages from people. So here we have the Queen of Wands here. The current situation is that we have a Queen of Wands that has an issue with the Queen of Swords here, right? And so in the physical sense, somebody could look like they would be a better fit, right? Based on a whole lot of different things, right? Based on if y'all share the same religion, do y'all share the same skin color? Do y'all share the same political affiliation? Like somebody could look apart, but they're not giving you the information in the way that you need the information. They don't make the connection unless they are like familiar with something. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I talk about this person right here has catnip in the back, for instance, right? Or here we have dandelions here. You have this black and this white cat, right? So somebody doesn't share both sides of something. You know what I'm saying? Like a person is telling you, hey, listen, this is the reason why people use catnip, okay? But this is another part of how you can use it, right? Right? People use catnip for tea. They'll grow it and just use it for tea. If that's what you do. But there's a lot of information that you can get. Dandelion can be used for, people use it for like as digestive uses, right? For weight loss or whatever the case may be. But you want to go to your doctor first. Consult your doctor first. And so whoever this person is, They're basically saying we're all in the same family, but this person right here likes to kind of sort of fan the flames with something like, hey, look over here, look over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how somebody, you got, y'all know how y'all had elders in the family and they be trying to get you a message and they be looking to the side, like, you know, look over there, like trying to give you a hint. You should go look over there. Take a look over there, right? And so somebody gives the appearance that they don't want to help other people adjust their crown. Whoever this Queen of Wands is really just wants to have the crown themselves. And somebody else, this Queen of Swords, is like, hey, have you ever considered looking? Somebody is basically I really feel like this Queen of Wands sees this Queen of Swords as their competition. But the Queen of Swords is so direct. Y'all know Queen of Swords is very direct, right? They just cut to the chase. They just gonna come right out with it, right? To a point, sometimes people may feel like, okay, how long have they been holding on to this information, right? But somebody knows that you all are, y'all like steps. Step 1 through 10. Okay, this, that, and the other. Like y'all need like details, right? Y'all like details. Y'all like steps. So let's say, for instance, somebody says, okay, build a website. You're gonna need this, and this, right? Don't miss out a step. But do you also like the room to be able to come back and say, hey, these are the steps, right? Like if you're growing strawberries, right? Since we had a strawberry moon and you pick those little seeds out, you may take some tweezers and pick the little seeds out and put them on a napkin, a damp napkin, and cover it up. So you can get the little seedlings, right, can grow. You can put them in soil, those kind of thing, right? But there's a period of time that it needs to be in the right environment to grow and those kind of things. And so somebody wants to do something so fast, they don't want to really give something a chance to grow and develop. That doesn't really sit well with Capricorns because y'all are receivers by default. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. You're like, okay, you trying to rush through this and rush through that and rush through this and rush through that. And so somebody else is like kind of sort of saying, hey, they fanning the flame, like you should go look over there. You should go pay attention to this person. Yeah, so Two of Swords here. So somebody is like at a stalemate. Like if somebody feel like, okay, these two coming together, we could work with them together, but they be so busy arguing with each other. You got to understand, a air sign, you need air for a fire to continue going, right? You need air for a fire to continue going. So you could be the table that people are talking to. You could be the person that's like at the head of the table that's like, okay, y'all gonna have to work together. Y'all gonna have to work together. Because somebody really feels like somebody is really threatened by someone's knowledge about something. That's what this is. This Queen of Wands is threatened by the knowledge of this sword. And they just keep saying, oh, they above their head. They don't know this. They don't know about that. They don't know about this. I look to be the better part. I mean, like, okay, somebody really selling themselves. But they selling themselves short when you don't want to collaborate with people. Right? So all this Queen of Wands wants to do is fight. Argue and fight. That's all they want to do. So you got to wonder what else kind of fight is going on. You got all this, you got all of this, you got all this catnip around you. You ever think about drinking some catnip tea to kind of calm your nerves down a little bit? Here we got a Five of Cups. This Queen of Wands just wants to see this Queen of Swords cry. They feel like they know what could make a Queen of Swords cry, right? If they go back down the past, deep down enough in that rabbit hole, they can make a Queen of Swords cry. Because they like, oh, they above their head with this. I know exactly what to say to make a person cry. Why would you want to do that to a person? A master manipulator because somebody did this to this Queen of Swords. I know exactly who would make this person cry. If you just bring up this name, if you do this time, not if, remember Five of Cups connects us with death by way of Scorpio, right? Not if, the only reason people would cry over a death is if they found out some new information. Like, let's say, for instance, Because what's coming to me, so usually when a job is over, let's say a job is over, right? And you're like, okay, you made peace with it. The job is over, right? You moved on to the next job. But let's say somebody messy came back and said, oh, this Scorpio on your job, they went into the manager's office and they got you fired. I came across this information. Okay, you already made peace with the job ending. And what's the point of you telling me that? Trying to put gasoline on something. Or today is somebody's birthday, and if you bring up some memories of them, they want to start crying. This Queen of Wands is something else, right? Or if you mention something about a death in a family of someone's close to them, you're gonna start crying about that, right? Or you told them exactly who caused some kind of a death of a cycle in someone's family, right? So two sides are fighting. Let me give y'all a scenario what I'm talking about, right? One church versus another church, right? But you have organizations within churches, right? Organizations within churches. So somebody is saying these two organizations within these religious places of worship, you can put a church, mosque, or temple, but somebody is saying there's two organizations within a religious, a place of worship that's at war with each other. Like, for instance, you said Freemasons or Eastern Star versus whatever other organization, right? So somebody is basically saying someone's ex wanted to have something in common with whatever organization that you're a part of. And they wanted to make sure that they made someone cry. So let's say, for instance, you joined some religious order within a place of worship. Let's say you joined Freemasons, or let's say you joined Eastern Star, whatever. And your significant other was a part of another organization at some point in time. They could have denounced, whatever, right? Your ex would have joined whatever it is that they feel like you are part of, right? Just to, in their mind, balance something out. So if they feel like the religious organization that they came from that had Freemasons, Eastern Star within those organizations, they're basically saying we got to join an organization that you're a part of and create something that's going to blindside your loved one to say that your organization did something to them. So, for example, I gave and so it would be foolish to say that all Freemasons are evil. I'm not even getting into that argument because I don't know anything about Freemasons for me to even talk about, or Eastern Star. I'm not either one. So for me to say that on my channel would be like, okay, oh, this person trying to start something with the Freemasons, is the person trying to start something with the Eastern Star? No. I'm telling you, I don't know enough about it to even talk about it. I see a lot of videos online about people talking about it, but no, I'm not a member of either. But there are other societies out here within other organizations, right? So your ex would have joined an organization just to deliver the last sword to you and someone else. So let's make up a secret. Let's just call it secret society. Let's say you're part of a different denomination. Within your denomination, there's an organization called secret society, right? So they would say secret society versus Freemasons or versus Eastern Star, right? So they're saying, okay, we got to balance this thing out. We're going to deliver the last sword by telling them that, hey, did you know that this family member was attacked by secret society? It wasn't a Freemason. It wasn't an Eastern Star. We actually saved your family member. But it was your ex who joined intentionally. Y'all get the point of what I'm saying here, right? So somebody is dead set on making somebody cry. This is a weirdo at the highest level weirdo. Like, for real. Somebody is a straight up weirdo. You mean to tell me that you're going to take on... This is a woman here who is always seen somebody's ex as a problem. Too hot in the pants. I'm just gonna go ahead and call it for what it is. Somebody's so hot in the pants to say, well, we look like a better fit. I look better. This is a male-centered woman who ended up with your ex, who found out that your ex was a part of could have been a part of a secret society, and that they probably left, and that's why something is above somebody's head now, because they're now realizing, oh my God, how the heck this person find out who within this organization they were in a relationship with? Because people talk and it's a small world, that's why. So this couple, these two couples, they now arguing now because they're at a stalemate, because they got to like, oh my God, the secret society is the one that attacked this person, but they didn't realize this person, whoever the ex is either the president or vice president. They sat in some office in this secret society, right? That's why people are like, oh my God, we had no idea. We way above our head in all of this. But it was intentional. Now this Queen of Wands is sitting back like, who the heck did I end up in a relationship with? This is a setup. Of course it was a setup. All you was looking at is your skin color and what you look like, and comparing yourself to another woman, too male-centered. That's why they're above their head now. That's all they could see. So this Queen of Wands now is like, oh my God, I am so clear now as to what happened, and oh my God. Imagine being in a relationship with somebody who doesn't tell you everything. So your ex entered into, whoever your ex is, they entered into a new relationship with somebody. They were so obsessed with ending you. This obsession comes in with the 5 of Cups here. They were so obsessed with seeing you cry. They realized they could get somebody black, white, Hispanic, Asian, pick a race, pick a ethnicity, pick a culture. It didn't matter. Once you were done with them, you were done. You close out the cycle in love. This person did everything they could possibly do to end you. So whoever the woman that they ended up with, Capricorn, whoever they ended up with, right? This Queen of Wands, whoever they ended up with, this Queen of Wands went in. I can't even say they completely absolved of everything, because they went in looking at you as competition from day one. That's the problem when people are not helping other people to adjust their crowns. I don't care about race, but it's the fact that your ex knew exactly who he was dealing with. Whoever this man is, he knew if he told her that you look better than my ex, and let me show you a picture of my ex, and they can't compare. This person's self-esteem was so low. They jumped at an opportunity. They couldn't wait to jump at an opportunity. And when they felt like this person, your ex, lied to this Queen of Wands and said that you did something that's going to cause them to die, like you gave them some kind of a disease, like HIV or something like that, they're going to eventually die or something like that. This person hooked into like hook, line, and sinker. She fell in. It's like somebody now so over their head, they don't even know what to believe, right? They don't know what to believe. This person, was furious with you. Whoever this person is was completely furious with you. Whether you're a man or woman, this person was furious with you. It was ready to go straight to war with you over this. But they never even considered, okay, how did you end up in this religious organization? Who do you know that's a part of this religious organization? So they did something to a loved one that you shared with something with a healer. You shared something. You shared an information with the healer because this religious organization wanted to balance something out. Basically like, okay, we don't want people looking at our organization. We don't want people looking at our organization. So you got to go over there and do something but this Queen of Wands fell for something. Hook, line, and sinker. Child, I'm going to tell y'all, it's a mess. So you're focusing on your healing right now because whoever you are, you're focusing on your healing right now because sound bowls, you got your gemstones and crystals and all of this other stuff. This Queen of Wands are at war with themselves. They really are at war with themselves because their ex did something. Their ex did something to get you excommunicated out of something, but now they getting kicked out of something for something that they did. And again, if you're excommunicated from a church or mosque or temple, I don't know what it's called for mosque or temples or anything. I just say excommunicated. If you can't go back or whatever the case may be, because basically this person is like, okay, both of them got to get out. They both got to get out. They bringing all this toxin. They both been contaminated from this. This is a classic example of somebody cutting their nose off to spite their face. Yeah, so here we have the 9 of Wands here. Somebody doesn't want somebody back. Somebody's not going back. They don't want to go back. They're not interested, whatever. Somebody can call it racism, ageism, sexism, whatever ism you want to attach to it. But once you move on and you close out a cycle in love and you start realizing that, okay, people are going from, and this is the sad thing about it, is people so busy saying that one person's church is better than the other person's church, and that people are now bringing all this chaos and confusion from one place of worship to the next. So yeah, if somebody told you, hey, they're above their head with this, you know, somebody else will be a better fit within an organization, hey, that's their rules. That's their rules. I mean, I don't know why somebody would be sad over that. Hey, if that's your rules, you feel like somebody would be a better fit within an organization, hey, choose them. It's not, I'm telling you, it's not your loss. Choose them. Because somebody has already decided they ain't coming back. They not coming back because they know exactly what's going on. They know exactly what's happened. Once they left one organization, this is you. Once you, whether you're a man or woman, don't matter if you're black, white, however you identify. But once you left one organization and you said you weren't coming back to whatever organization it is, this is religious organization, right? This group of people initially said they didn't want you back. Y'all know, like you broke up with a girlfriend. She's like, I can't stand you anyway. I don't want you back. But when you leave and you're successful over at the next place, all of a sudden, well, let me think about it. Ain't no think about it. You gone. Stay gone. Move on. So some people are now realizing that people are starting to see how somebody grew up, like in a religious setting, like how somebody grew up. First, somebody was like, oh, somebody want to be white. They're cold-blooded over there. They like to argue and fight, all this other stuff. Now somebody is basically saying somebody's in over their head when it comes to spiritual and religious knowledge, blah, 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 blah. That's why we got all these books out here. Y'all can read it for yourselves. So somebody just wanted to see someone cry. That's what it really boils down to. It's like telling your girlfriend or your wife that your ex, like a new person looks better than your ex. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Somebody wanted to see their person cry. Like somebody the 2 of Swords is Taurus, right? These are 2 Taurus that are now arguing because they well over their head, because they decided to go to another religious organization to create something to blindside this person right here in the middle. And the other person said they don't really care. They wouldn't care. Listen, y'all. Whatever your race is, it don't matter what your race is. If somebody that you're in a relationship with says that they want to be with another race, please release them in love. Go on about your business. Release them in love and do not go back. You're not giving them any permission to come back. Do yourself a favor, because it's not the person that they're with that's your competition. Somebody is at war with themselves. So even the Queen of Wands or the Queen of Swords is not your competition. They're not at war with each other. Once this Queen of Swords says, hey, I don't have a dog in this fight, that's between y'all. I don't have nothing to do with that. They remove themselves from the equation. They focusing on healing. Once they said they weren't coming back, they meant they weren't coming back. They ain't coming back, going back, looking back. Once you cry over something, you release it, you wouldn't care who they ended up with. They ended up with their karma. Yep. You done gone on about your business. Once you moved on, you came out of that, you went on with your karma. Somebody wanted to be the queen of something so bad that they never even factor that the other women in their family are also queen. They're not thinking about adjusting crowns. This could be a person literally in their mind, colorism. Literally, they could feel like, okay, when I'm light skinned, all these other dark skinned people here, hey, I look better just because of a complexion. Or I got blonde hair and the rest of y'all brunettes. Okay, y'all little peons. Or I got red hair. Filled with a room of blonde. Who knows? Who cares? Once you move on, you're like, you've already moved on. You've already moved on. Who cares? Where other people are standing around spectating saying, well, just let them fight it out. Let them duke it out and see who busts out crying first. We're going to know. And this Queen of Wands is like, well, I know what to say and what to do to make them cry. That's a shame. You don't want to deal with somebody like that. So this Queen of Wands has always had an identity crisis. That's what this is. This Queen of Wands has an identity crisis. They would rather be with people that they feel are like somebody's had so many, and that's why this Queen of Swords is fanning. Child, this Queen of Swords is a trip. She actually fanning the flames because she's basically like, Y'all know y'all remember the character Benita Betrayal on from In Living Color? She would sit in the window. She would she would sit in the windowsill. Hey y'all. And she, well, there's so-and-so and so-and-so, you didn't hear from me, Benita Betrayal, right? So that's what this Queen of Swords is like Benita Betrayal, like fanning the flames and like, you ain't heard it from me, but I'm gonna tell you such and such and such and such. And so this Queen of Wands is always battle ready, but they not really time enough for somebody who doesn't get him any air or time of day. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nobody like, here we have Princess of Swords here. So you can move on. You can move on. This Queen of Wands wants to fight for this position so bad because they've always wanted that position. So if it's in head of a secret society, they've always wanted to be in the same position as this Queen of Swords. So if this Queen of Swords was the president of this secret society, guess what this Queen of Wands ran for? President of this secret society. And they told their ex, this is your family member now, siding with your exes for them to be a part of this Queen of Wands is going down. I can tell you that right now. They are going down for what they did to blindside somebody using their own family members' exes. This is a complete weirdo. Somebody need their head examined for real. Because they feel like somebody was never going to come back, swing back around to this, right? But what's happening with this Queen of Wands, because they have such an appetite, sexual appetite, the men that's a part of the secrets, the male side, with the women is you get the Freemasons and the Eastern Star, right? So this Queen of Wands could have been a part of that already. And they hopped over, but who they took with them is somebody's ex, their own family members' exes with them, right? And so in order for them to be a part of something, they had to go through a particular process. And that's what blindsided somebody. Like, wait a minute. I already went through an initiation process over here, and now you want to take me over here to go through another initiation process? This Queen of Wands is something else. So if you had to go through any kind of a hazing process as a Freemason or Eastern Star, and again, I'm not either one, so I don't know what they have to go through to be a part of or anything. It could be a particular chapter that sends people through stuff. But now this Queen of Wands is so desperate to take a spot of their own family member, and this is Queen of Swords is basically fanning the flame. So y'all need to go look at this over here because this person has always been jealous of their own family member. This is a complete weirdo. What's going to happen, because this Queen of Swords is basically saying these are blood relatives. This Queen of Swords is like, this Queen of Wands has slept with people if she was an Eastern Star, she slept with some Freemasons. So the wives are now up in arms. That's why everybody's arguing, right? Now this Queen of Swords is in whatever the secret society is, right? Whatever the title of that secret society is. And these right here, they're above their head because they don't really want it with this organization. You ain't seen Ruthless. You think Freemasons, and I've been hearing a whole lot of stuff about them. And like I said, I don't really know anything about that. But whoever the secret society they're in right now, oh nah. They just entered the Game of Thrones. Once a person said they ain't coming back, they ain't looking back. You got to be some kind of weirdo to try to take the spot of your own kids. You got to be a different kind of weirdo, like something mentally wrong. Like you really need to go sit down and see a therapist for real. Because these women that's a part of this group, they ain't playing. Neither are the men. They're a secret society for a reason. We ain't talking about people out here bragging about their secret society. So, oh yeah, I'm a this and I'm a that and I got this on a secret. If it's really a secret, you wouldn't be able to tell. This one is over their head. So are these two right here. They way over their head. Yep, your wishes are being fulfilled. Four of Wands. You got some good news coming in a couple of days. So congratulations to you. You got some good news coming in a couple of days. I keep trying to tell people, like, yeah, some people are not really built for that life. Like some people want so bad to say, I'm a part of this and I'm a part of that and I'm a this and that. Like I said, I don't know anything about Freemason except for what I see online. I don't know anything about Eastern Star from what I see online, right? But am I going to go out here and demonize them? Nope. I don't have enough information to even say this and that. I was not on the inside, don't know about it, none of that, right? From what I understand, some of their chapters are doing big things, helping people out, getting people scholarship money for schools, doing whatever, right? But this person wants so bad to basically, the reason why this person has on this red dress, because we talking about blood. This Queen of Wands is out for blood against their own blood. Like somebody is so mad that they didn't get all the attention. Like somebody never grew up. Like somebody didn't get all the attention that they wanted in their family. So they're going to take their own family members out. Child, please. Well, if they join a secret society where nobody knows it's a secret. ... That's all I can say. So somebody is going to a wedding, the spy, child. That's why I keep trying to tell people, like, look, before you be out here running around demonizing churches and pastors and priests and this organization and that organization, you better know what you're getting into. The spy is now turned on. Yes, male-centered. Calling somebody else's husband daddy. Child, what is going on? Ooh, a hot mess. Here we are. You're protected by angels. Y'all better stop playing around. Not y'all, you know. Here we say it's time to expand your brand. That's what I'm saying. You can't be caught up in title and position. Once you say you're not going back to something, it's not always that you left something on bad terms, or if you did, you were very, very clear in why you left a particular chapter of something, right? Hey, y'all hear people giving their testimonies on time. And that's how I found out about Freemasons and Eastern Star, because people are talking about it online. They're like, oh, a sorority or fraternity. They say, okay, I left this one. I denounced and renounced that one because this is what happened within this particular chapter. They're not talking about the whole organization. They may feel like I took some kind of oath. You know, I'm no longer a part of such and blah, blah, blah. That's not stopping other people from wanting to join. So more money is coming in soon. So yeah, some people, they just... Watch this Queen of Wands. Now, I was just holding the seat until you came back because I thought you was coming back. Ain't nobody tell you that. Nobody told you that. Where you get that information from? Knock it off. Nobody told you that. Here we have, you have the gift of telepathy, right? Here's a transference of thoughts, feelings, or ideas intuitively, emotively, and superconsciously. Knock it off. Nobody told you that. Nobody said they was coming back. Pray for them. Yep, somebody's like, well, I was giving you a chance to heal. I thought when you kind of calmed down and you simmered down, and I thought maybe you was mad because I saw something and somebody showed me a letter or something. That don't mean you hate them people. You could have just said, oh, that was your experience with whoever was there at the time. People leave organizations all the time with the people that's there, and they may say, okay, this is not my group of people. This is not my group of people based on A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, whatever, right? But this person has always wanted a seat to say that they was the first or something. They just dying to be a star. And then just for reference, 11th house, your 11th house, things are starting to flow to you like water. Somebody wanting to put a copycat in your seat to say, okay, look, no matter what, you was always the first. You got a copycat that they put in that seat to blindside somebody. Somebody wanted to show you, oh, I was a part of the same organization that you was a part of. Okay, is this person coming behind you, Capricorn, saying that, oh, you know, I held that office, I had that position too. We got the same thing in common. You wouldn't care because you know who's behind it. It's this Queen of Wands who's always wanted to. This literally like is having a parent who pit their own kids against each other because they literally have an issue with one of their kids not just going along with their flow. And when we just held the seat, you're dealing with a copycat that literally went to great lengths to copy your name, all your information, to find out exactly what organizations you belong to, just to blindside you and blindside somebody else. The reason why this loved one is blindsided is because they did something illegal. That's why they blindsided. Schedule a vacation. So that would be like if somebody saw you and they was like, wait a minute, you lost a lot of weight. Wow, you look good. Like I remember you being a taller than that. Wow, I had on heels. So let's say, for instance, you have a sibling that's shorter than you are, but y'all really do look alike, right? Y'all look alike, but they shorter than you are, right? And you go back around these same people and taking pictures, right? It's so funny to me. Which movie was I watching? Because they had these rich people that was on this like multi-million-dollar yacht. It's really not funny when people say all black people look the same or they all look alike or all white people look alike, right? But that's what this situation is. This Queen of Wands thought they was going to fool a group of people by putting a doppelganger or like somebody somebody who looks like you in a position and just saying that this person is, oh, they lost some weight or that they gained some weight and that they're taller or child. When I tell y'all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, oh my God. Schedule a vacation. Once you said you weren't coming back to adjust your crown, what in the world? Somebody don't have no respect. When I tell y'all no respect, I'm telling, these are the type of people that would cuss a judge out in a courtroom. These are the type of people that would tase a police officer. They would be walking around with a taser like. Oh my God. It's really not funny because you really think, okay, all these people have scrambled eggs for brains. What is going on? Adjust your crown. Yeah, you made a positive impact on them because ain't no way your enemy's playing backfire. Because that's their argument now. Well, I was just holding the seat for you because it just seemed like you was going through something. Like we had a death in the family. This right here, this is the 5 of Cups here. They didn't put this person in the middle of something and sent them through a whole new initiation process. That's why when you saw this person, when you talked to them, it sounded like they had been crying because they were. Like, I cannot believe these people are this demonic. And I'm telling y'all, some family members are just that demonic. If I'm telling y'all already know what federal agency I worked for. If I had family members like this, like what I'm describing now, that will make a copy of your identification. It's not as easy as people think, make a copy of an identity. If they could walk through the turnstile, the gate that I had to walk through to go through there and sit at my desk, my old desk, and pretend like they were me and say they either gained or lost some weight. I'm telling y'all got some family members, they straight out the movies, straight out of a horror film. They would do that. Yeah, so pray and meditate. Yeah, they're gonna need some prayer now, child. Here we have an offspring between somebody's, it can be an offspring between a union between an incubus, succubus, and a human parent. You ain't dealing with, you dealing with something else. Solar plexus chakra cleanse. I'm trying to remember what was the name of that because it was on Amazon Prime for a minute. This man's husband, this man's wife was dying of cancer, right? And he hired this woman to, what was the name of that movie? Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna find the name because it was really good. Anyway, I couldn't find the title of the movie. But anyway, the movie was about this guy who, very wealthy guy. He, something was going on financially with him. And so he hired this other woman to basically take the place of his wife that was dying from cancer, right? Shaved the woman's shaved their head, shaved her hair really low, was pretending like it was his wife. They was trying to raise money for this thing. And ironically, they all sitting around on this really big, expensive yacht, right? And the people didn't even know it was his wife. I mean, they didn't know that it was a copycat energy, right? They didn't know it was a copycat energy. So they was talking to the wife like, are you okay? He's like, hey, honey, is everything okay? After he didn't, child. When I tell y'all some people are a different level of crazy, you just like, let me just get away from these people. This man threw, Lord have mercy. This is not a true story. It's a movie, y'all. But y'all got to see the lengths that people will go through just to sit in your seat, like walk a mile in your shoes, right? And how people won't even recognize it. It's not you. This man in this movie, y'all, his wife was dying of cancer, right? And he threw her off the side of a boat. Like he threw her off the side of the yacht, y'all. I was like, sir, really? Really? Okay. You that hard pressed for cash, like you really need money like that. You just gonna throw your wife off the side of the boat, off the side of the yacht, right? So he scared the woman so bad. Y'all may have to go look it up based on how I'm describing the movie, right? Because this is not a true story, right? Obviously, I wouldn't be laughing if somebody was actually dying of cancer or this actually happened. This is actually a movie. But y'all got to understand the lengths that people will go through to do a destiny swap. They feel like, okay, if you can do it, so can they. So somebody, this Queen of Wands decided they're going to hold on to something that belonged to you until you get back. Well, I'm sitting, I could warm up to this. I could do this. I hope somebody didn't go through into a federal agency pretending to be you, child. They got a whole nother set of problems. Got a whole Oh my God, Lord have mercy. Child, this thing, look. Some people family wild. I'm serious. Let me tell y'all, somebody's family needs to have a whole docu-series on them. Y'all know them wild docu-series on Amazon Prime when they got several different episodes. Like, okay, you got, it's like a 10-part series. Somebody got a 10-part series situation going on with their family, and their family, the only reason I'm laughing because it's really not funny when people pretend like they're you and they will sit in your, so they feel like, oh, I can do this. I can just easily put somebody in that seat. I'll just keep the seat warm for them. But the fact that they never factored that you would be okay with not coming back. Once you moved on, that's like somebody saying, like somebody putting on a mask and pretending like they the president, the president and the first lady. Oh my God, let me close out this reading. The sinister part of it is that somebody has to be ended though. Like somebody has to die in order for somebody to keep up a particular appearance, right? There is no you leaving and you not coming back. Somebody's like, okay, I like being in this seat. I like being in this position. I like being in this position. Let me tell y'all, when I tell y'all something is way above your head at this point, when you're dealing with people who are that sick in the head that they will literally end their own family. It's not enough that you say, okay, well, I called the job and got your own family members fired. That's not enough for some people. Okay. And I already know, y'all, I work for a federal agency, and I never blew a whistle on anybody. I never had to blow the whistle on anybody, right? But some of y'all own family members will call and get you fired from your job, y'all, or rush the process of you leaving or whatever. They want to see, oh yeah, you just say this to them and they'll start crying. That'll get them to leave. They won't come back, right? This was so orchestrated by somebody. This is a religious organization that's behind it. They way above their head. Cause child, you walk into, it's like somebody. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. I can't stop laughing because if this is not straight out of a movie, these people need to be all kinds of arrested. Something need to happen. Cause ain't no freaking way. Ain't no way. I would never had this. These are brass balls for real. Like somebody is really crazy. Like something. All you can do is pray for these people for real. Somebody wanted to put your credentials down on their resume, and I'm telling y'all, if I would remember the name of that movie, I'm telling y'all, this man threw his wife off the side of a yacht and replaced her with a woman. He had her shave her head just like the wife, like she was a cancer patient. This is the woman he wasn't even sick, y'all. Had her shave her head, right? And walked right onto right out there with the rest of the guests out there. And it was like it was very quaint. It was about like 6 couples or whatever. Not one of them recognized that was not his wife. I'm like, what's in these cups, y'all? What y'all drinking? Lord have mercy. Some people wild, y'all. They wild. Here we have companionship. So giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. I'm gonna tell y'all, these people are so above their head. I wouldn't be surprised if they were set up. Y'all know, like when y'all leave a place, like if you leave a place and you're direct. So this Queen of Swords was very direct as to why they left. Like if you leave a job, like when I left my job, I didn't have anything negative to say about anybody. Anybody who said anything negative about me, that's their karma. I don't have nothing to do with that. For real. That's their karma, right? But I'm telling y'all, when I was going through the process of my exit interview and all that stuff, I didn't have anything. I'm like, okay, the cycle is over. I moved on. When I've left other places, I stated exactly why I was leaving. That was the end of that. These people, whoever these people are in your family, right? They wanted to be a part of that. They wanted to have that on on their resume, y'all. Oh my God. They wanted to have that on their resume or their CV. Listen, y'all. I mean, you see, you got to know when to leave people behind. You really got to know when to say, okay, somebody ain't elevator not. Somebody elevator stuck between floors. That's what I have for you all. But yeah, you got a memory like an elephant, and so did some of these people. They got a memory like an elephant. They like, something ain't right about this. Somebody too tall or too short. Yeah, they could look like somebody, but when you got a memory like an elephant, like there's identifiers here. Right, these are identifiers. Like for instance, this elephant got an identifier here. This elephant got an identifier here. Child, if they could have done something like the movie Mask Off, they would have. Or Face Off. I think it's called Face Off. But you got a message loud and clear. As shady as these people think that you are with how you deliver your message, the fact that you know your own family members and people who would take your spot. First of all, if they could take your husband or your wife, they would. Okay? They may have already even tried it. Just sick. There's something ain't right, y'all. Something is, y'all listen, this is the end of the reading. This is the end of the reading. So go outside and get some sunlight. They are way above their head. But anyway, whoever's in the middle of all of this, that's the person that you're praying for, because somebody was really blindsided by something and they had already gone through some kind of initiation process in another organization, and these people they still trying it. They still trying, but they so far. I'm telling y'all, if it's really a secret society, you would never know about it. That's what I have for you. Bye.